Hi guys, welcome to the next instalment of Three Devils and a Gooner. We have got myself, Amy, Chelsea as the Devils, and of course we've got Gooner Jen as our Gooner. How are we, ladies?
Good. Yeah.
Good. So you tuned into the weekly Armchair Kickoff podcast. If you're not already subscribe to the channel, like the video as well, and just get involved in the live comments tonight. We are discussing all things Man United's derby win, Arsenal's draw against Burnley, and also looking forward to both teams' Europa League fixtures as well. So it's going to be a fun one tonight. Jen, I'll start off with, unfortunately, Arsenal's draw to Burnley. What was your lay it all out for me? What were your thoughts?
Put it this way, I don't want to talk about it.
Moving on.
No, Arsenal are getting into a really, really bad habit of giving away goals, of just absolutely giving presents, putting them on a plate for their opponents. And then what happens? You can't bleeding score against them. Do you know, we were lucky against Leicester in one respect. We gave them a goal. We gave Aston Villa a goal, we lost. Wolves, the referee lost us the game. Do you know, we're just being absolutely stupid. I don't know, they blamed Holding for the goal against Aston Villa and the goal then before that. I can't remember who scored against us. And he's been dropped. But since he's been dropped, I think we're worse. I just, it's really difficult to know what is going on with them. It's like Leno should not have passed Xhaka the ball in that position. He was facing Leno. His back was to the players. And then he just plays it to that side. Was that left? Where he could have played it to his right, we would have been fine. But he just had a moment of panic. Again, he goes to his left and hits it off and gives them a goal, and it's just getting really frustrating as an Arsenal supporter, just really, really frustrating.
I'm not being funny, Jen, but a 10-year-old wouldn't have done that.
No. I mean, yeah, if you see him playing down the park and a kid does it, I mean, he would be chastised by his mates. They'd been taking the piss out of him. But, oh, my God. I don't know what to think. I actually don't know what to think about it because Xhaka has actually been one of our better players all season. He's kind of he's found that area that he needs to play in and he's doing really well. And then he does something like that. It'll play on his mind because that's the kind of person he is. And he'll go out and go, yeah, I'm brilliant. But you can see it does. It plays on all their minds. So I don't know. I'm just really peed off today, even though we drew. And Leicester drew with Burnley. Burnley beat Liverpool during the year. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just really pissed off because we shouldn't have lost it. And we did. Burnley we didn't win. We didn't, but it feels like we lost.
It feels like a loss. I mean, we've had plenty of them, haven't we, girls? I mean, I was looking at the stats yesterday and we've actually only lost one more game than City. But it's all the draws that kill you in between. And it's the draws that you're so close that it feels like a loss. So I completely get that, Jen. I completely understand. But, I mean, the defending, the lack of defending, I mean, you don't have to be a professional footballer to know that you don't pass. you don't make that pass.
No. He should have hoofed it. Leno should have hoofed the ball out and then not put Xhaka into that position.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been numerous occasions where our players have done that as well, passed it to someone who's not been in the best position anyway. So it's, I don't sympathise.
No, I know you don't.
I sympathise with you, Jen, because you're a nice person, but I laughed.
I can. If it happened to you, I'd be laughing. Do you know what I mean? But it's just like, put your head in your hands as an Arsenal supporter. It's just like, how can we get any worse? Give away a goal, give a present every day, every week, or every time we play to the opponent. And then we're playing catch up, and we just, I don't know, haven't got it. I'm just really annoyed. So
instead of laughing at you, Jen, we're going to laugh at Liverpool. Literally, they have absolutely collapsed, crumbled. I love it. I know we all love it, girls. Especially my two girls at the bottom. We absolutely love to see the demise of Liverpool because they were such cocky little fuckers, weren't they? Absolutely, they were like, "Oh, the best team in the league, best team to ever do it." No, you've lost 6 on the trot at home. They're absolutely crumbling. Chel, I'll come to you first. What's going on with Liverpool? I mean, and honestly, how can they keep it up?
Hopefully. I don't know. Like, it's weird because obviously they were good last season. You can't deny they were a good side last season. Obviously they won the league and they pretty much ran away with it. But like, it's just weird because they've got the players. They've got, they've got Van Dijk out. Yeah, they've got a couple of injuries, but they've still got some top players that should be scoring goals. Mm-hmm. And this is the issue. They're not even scoring. I did actually find a stat that backed it up.
Oh, she loves it.
Let me find it 1 second. So, Man City have won 18 games since Liverpool's last open play goal at Anfield. Another one. They've taken 115 shots with 115 shots, and they've not scored a single open play goal. There have only been penalties or free kicks out of those 115 shots. Like, that's mental. But I genuinely can't put my finger on what's going wrong because they've got the players that brought them so much success last year. But they just seem to have dropped off the wagon this year, and I don't really understand why or how. I just think it's funny because obviously how cocky they were and how, it's funny to see them put in the place. But I don't know. I genuinely can't put my finger on what's gone wrong there. But long may it continue.
100%. Amy, anything to add?
To be honest, Joe, I couldn't give a flying fuck as long as it continues.
Literally.
But can't forget they're in a false position.
False position.
Shout out to Jake here.
Literally, I think ever since he said that, it all went tits up. So thank you, Jason McAteer. Appreciate that. Jen, I'm going to come back to you about Arsenal's form at the moment and the Europa League. Do you think you should concentrate now on the Europa League? I know we've asked you this before, but it keeps getting worse.
I keep having these arguments. I argue with myself over it, let alone other people. It feels to me like Arteta has prioritised Europe, right? Because he didn't put Pepe in against Burnley, and maybe he felt he shouldn't have to. Cedric wasn't even in the squad.
Right.
And they're two of our better players. When they play together, we get some attacks. As soon as Pepe came on, everything was going through him. Do you know, against Burnley, everything was going through him. And if he was on from the start, I don't think we would have been losing. Do you know, and I know there shouldn't be an over-reliance on one player or two players in your team, but I just think he has come into his own. So Arteta, I reckon, was resting him. He put Willian on because Willian had played really well against Leicester. But he was resting Pepe, I'd say, for Europa League. Shouldn't have played Saka. Should have rested Saka against Burnley for Europa League as well. I just think I've just got an impression from Arteta that that's what he's doing. He's prioritising Europe. It's not something that I agree with because 2 games, we could be out against Olympiacos. If we gift them goals like we've been gifting them to every team that we've played recently, we could be out. And then where are we? We're stuck. We're in 10th and we need to get into 6th. Do you know, that is my thing. Do as well as you can in everything you're in. Forget about prioritising one or the other, because if you lose in Europe, you're out. And that's it. It's a cup game, you're out. And then where are you? You've got nothing. You're stuck mid-table.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to be honest, I've written it down. We've got loads of teams in front of us. Obviously, there's 9 other teams in front of us. But I mean, we are only 5 points behind Liverpool, and we play Liverpool, And then we're only like Spurs have got to play Villa twice. Do you know, Everton have to play Villa twice. They're all in front of us, but they're all got to play each other.
Yeah.
So if we can win, we can get into the top 6.
You need to get a bit of momentum. You need Burnley would have been
Leicester, I thought Leicester would have given it to us. Do you know? Yeah. Sorry, interrupting you again.
No, go for it. I thought that you would go on a run after Leicester because that was a good win. Yeah. And I know you said before you were lucky, but I actually thought you guys played very well against Leicester. Yes, the goal wasn't the best to give away, but I thought you played very well. And when you scored it was quite early on when you scored against Burnley.
Yeah.
I do think Nick Pope should have done better there, though. I thought that was really bad keeping. But when you scored so early, I thought, okay, they're going to kick on from the Leicester win, and they're going to kind of, not an annihilation, but a comfortable win. But
Tottenham had beaten Burnley 4-0 in the game before this, you know. Oh, well, the 2 games before for Burnley. But, yeah, I just thought, we're going to do a Tottenham on it. We're going to beat them 4-0 now. It'd be great. Sitting back, watching it, enjoying life. And then, no. Sorry. Ran.
No, I know. We all know the feeling very well. As United fans, we don't, we're not very comfortable in any game, really, are we, ladies? We kind of go into every game thinking, oh, fuck, it's either a lower team that we can't penetrate and we can't get past, or it's a high team that's a really big game. But, I mean,
But it seems to be the case against bigger teams. Like, look at yesterday. We were all like, oh, we're getting hammered. And we went out and beat them. And it's not the first time we've done that.
No, so, I mean, every game that I thought has been like a big game that I should be nervous for, I haven't been. And I said yesterday, I wasn't nervous at all. Usually, for a derby, I would be doing anything to take my mind off it. But I was having a lovely day. I was literally chilling so much, just waiting for the game. And I was like, no, I'm not nervous. And I think it just shows that our players are good enough. They are, but they just struggle with breaking down the more compact and the more disciplined teams who park the bus. That's it. But teams that come out and attack us, fucking bring it on, because we deal with it very well because we catch them on the counter. So attack us all you want. So I think that's the problem with United, is they need to learn how to break down.
But not even that. We can't seem to finish our counter attack either, so we're kind of waiting on these moments of madness, which isn't right either.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yesterday we could have won it by a lot more because we had so many opportunities on the counter, but there was just nothing in the final third.
I reckon as well, if the midfield could keep the ball some bit and Fred didn't keep giving it away, we could have created some opportunity for more, but at least the moment of madness worked for us yesterday.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think we're under any illusion it was a penalty. Anyone?
Still 100%.
100%.
Jen, do you agree?
Yeah. No, it was.
Yeah, good to hear. I mean, what was he doing? Jesus, or Jesus, sorry. What was he? What was he thinking? Like, fair play to the ref for giving a penalty in the first minute of a massive game. Like, he could have bottled it, and he could have went to VAR, and they could have said, oh, there's not much evidence to overturn it, so we'll keep it as it is. But fair fucking play to him for sticking to his guns and saying no, that's a penalty. And I think
it just goes to show.
Go on.
It just goes to show if Martial plays well and he runs at defenders, he's a massive threat, and that's the reason he was brought down the box.
Yep, exactly. And I think he just showed his quality yesterday because he was class yesterday. He was one of the man of the match contenders for me because he played his socks off, and that's what you don't see from Martial. He needs to just get his attitude a bit better and just actually run for the ball, because now you can see what he can do. It's a shame that he didn't get a goal to finish it off yesterday. He missed that sitter, which I think I could have scored with my eyes closed. But I mean,
my dog could have scored that.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, it was a bad sitter. Chelsea, what are your thoughts on the game yesterday?
Yeah, obviously, absolutely buzzing. I was one of the probably many people who didn't go into it feeling very confident. I mean, I know a few people did, and like I know you were, but me personally, I wasn't. I thought, I don't know, I just thought with how funny we've been recently, like it just goes to show how weird the league is this season. Like we can go from getting beat by Sheffield United and losing points to like West Brom, etc. And then we go out and fucking beat Man City 2-0. Like it makes no sense to me. So which is why I was shocked. Nothing. I wasn't saying we couldn't do it because obviously it's more than possible. But no, obviously absolutely buzzing to get the win. I think, and to be honest with you, I've been speaking to other football fans at work today, Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, Everton fans, and they all agree that we played really, really well. And they were even shocked by what they saw. So yeah, like I said, hopefully, I don't think we will catch up to them. However, you know, it'd be nice to have that thought that maybe they'll slip up and we'll climb up again and maybe, you know, make that points gap even sort of smaller. And even if we do come second, and like a comfortable, you know, like not a second that's way off first sort of thing, like a few points behind, that'd be nice. Do you know what I mean? Just to show some progress. But no, as far
yeah, so we don't want another like kind of Jose Mourinho where we were second, but we were pretty much
way off. Yeah,
heaven.
Like second, but like I don't know, 5 points behind or something like that. Like that would show progress from last year and the years before because you know, it shows that we are getting closer and closer to potentially winning the league again. But yeah, as far as the game goes, obviously really enjoyable watch. One of the best games. Obviously, a lot of our players played the best they've played in a while in that game. Maybe the pressure of being a derby, I don't know, but yeah, I'm hoping to see some more games like that because I've missed us scoring. Like coming off the back of 3-0 draws has been just boring to watch. So yeah, hopefully it carries on because I really did enjoy watching that game and it was nice to sort of see us getting back to winning ways, I suppose.
Definitely. I had flashbacks of Louis van Gaal era when we were getting 3-0 in a row. And I kind of thought, oh, fuck.
Here we go again.
This can't be happening again. I thought we were out of this. But
and you know, this day last year, Scott McTominay scored that goal against City as well.
Yep.
So
I remember I was in the pub watching that game that day, and there was a City fan stood right next to the screen at the front, and his face absolutely dropped. It was the best thing ever. But yeah, we can do it. We've proved we can do it.
It's been a year for me since I've been at Old Trafford last. It was
a year in January at that fucking Burnley game. I'll never forget it.
Oh, were you at that one? Oh,
I'll never forget that game either.
No.
That was awful.
I was in the pub for that one as well.
Absolutely. You're always in the pub, Chelsea.
Yeah, pretty much.
Obviously not now, lockdown, you know, but yeah. So it's been a year without fans now, and we all can't wait to get back. I think there's no doubt about it that football is just missing the fans. It doesn't have the same feel to it, kind of, you know, with empty stadiums, and it just feels like training matches. And I can't wait to get fans back because it's just how it should be. 100%. Jen, I did see a question for you. Are you Arteta in? Has your opinion changed?
No, not at all. Right, if you think about it, Arteta has been managing for a year. We're his first club. Do you know, he's learning on the job. He's getting a team together that he wants. I think he's lucky, talking about fans not being in stadiums, I think he's lucky that they're not, because when we went on our 9-game run, like he probably would have got the sack before now. But no, I'm definitely Arteta in because I can see what he's trying to do. So he needs another window to get more players in and hopefully establish his way of playing. Like, I don't want us to play like City. I really don't. People going, oh, City's this, City's that. I really don't want us to play like City because when we try it, we're too slow. Do you know? So we've got to find our own way. And I think with the likes of Smith Rowe coming in and Saka coming in, that he actually has found a way of playing that's different to City and he's putting his own kind of stamp on it. And because there are no fans, he's been given time. And yes, we've had shit results recently, and some good ones, but I can see where he's going. And I'm hoping that he's given another year at least. I mean, if you think about Ollie this time last year, people were laughing at him saying he was going to get sacked. You know, he was one of the top one of the top managers in the summer at the beginning of the new season, saying, "Oh, who's going to be first to be out?" Do you know what I mean? So you need to give him time. And luckily, because there are no fans, he's got the time. And I think the boards are actually looking at what he wants to do, and they are helping him, and they are helping to try and get him the players he wants. So, yeah, you know, another year anyway. I'd give him another year and just see where we get to.
I think that's the same as Ollie. Like, I'm Ollie in because I can see his vision. I can see where he wants to go and where he wants to take this club. It's not his fault that the board are inept clowns that don't know what they're doing. So he's fighting a losing battle at the moment, especially with those clowns on board. But I think if he would actually get his targets, that would be a start. So, but I completely understand what you're saying about that. You can see the vision. So I can see that as well with Ollie. 7 points away from Spurs in 6th. Do you believe you can catch them, Jen? Do you reckon you can catch Spurs?
Because we've got to play them, and I know it's like it's a derby. Nobody will expect Arsenal to beat Spurs, but you just don't know. It's never a game I can bank on.
Yeah, Spurs are shite as well, though.
They've got back to winning the last few games they've been winning, so you know, and Bale is scoring, so you know. But I do think we can catch them. I do think we will get in top 6, and maybe I'm just hoping, but it's my belief we'll get into the top 6.
Hopefully, I hope so. So you've got two there, Ames. You've got either Amy McTominay or Scotty McNamara. Which one do you prefer? So looking ahead to the Europa League, it's a big game for both of us. Obviously, Olympiacos for you, Jen. Bad memories from last time. Yeah,
but again, we threw it away. We threw that away at home. Yeah. I last week said we were having our home game first. They actually swapped it. We'll have our away game first.
Right.
And I actually prefer being at home first. Just because they can't get the goal at your home. Do you know what I mean? In the second leg. That's what did us last year was the away goals, and that's always a worry. But as I said earlier, if we play Cedric and Pepe and Saka, you know, I think we will have the beating of them. I know they're top of their league, but it is like Greece. Come on.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I don't think you can really compare the Premier League to their league, but yeah, not disrespectful or anything. But
yeah,
and obviously, girls, we have got Milan. What we thinking, Chelsea? What you thinking?
See, when we drew them, I was a bit like typical United, get the hard draws, you know, as usual. However, I had a thought, and I was like, well, we got hard opposition drawn in the FA Cup, which was Liverpool, and we managed to jump through that hurdle and get to where we are now. So I think you said this on a stream in the past, like I'd rather draw them now and get them out the way, hopefully, you know, if and when we beat them, as opposed to having to face them in the final. Because I think AC Milan are probably one of the biggest threats in the Europa League currently, who's left in the Europa League. So yeah, like we just need to turn up. Like we all know now, it's a really, really big chance of getting a trophy. I know there's an argument between FA Cup, Europa, but to be honest with you, as much as I like the FA Cup, I would take either. At the end of the day, a trophy's a trophy.
I was going to say, I'll take both.
Or both, yeah. Or both. So yeah, I think if we turn up and like we did against Sociedad, you know, I think we can easily win it and we can get through. And hopefully, if we do, it'll be a little bit easier from there on. But yeah, I think I'm confident. Like I said, United's a surprise you at the minute. So yeah.
I mean, people were saying that about Sociedad as well. We were all saying that when we got Sociedad, that
I wasn't confident against Sociedad, and we smashed them in the first leg. So
yeah, I completely agree.
It's doable completely.
I think it's because we didn't know what we were going to expect from Sociedad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? Obviously Milan are doing well in their league at the minute, but at the end of the day, it's a farmers' league.
True.
They've got a lot of injuries as well at the moment. Obviously, Ibra's out.
Oh, he isn't he?
They've got a few other attacking injuries. Please don't ask me to pronounce their names because I can't. But yeah, they've got a few attacking injuries as well. So hopefully that will help us, because I think them missing Ibra is going to be a massive blow for them, because he would have loved that occasion. He would have absolutely loved it. And it would have been great to see him back at Old Trafford as well, because I absolutely loved Ibra when he was at United. I think he's an absolute beast. I said this earlier. He's just I don't know. It's like he goes backwards. He gets better as he gets older. So yeah. But I love Ibra.
Actually scored for them at the weekend.
Pardon?
Dallo scored for them at the weekend.
Did he?
Really?
Oh, wow.
Nice.
He can play against us, can't he?
Yeah, he can. It's yeah, I think there's something in his contract or something like that said he can play against us. But I think a lot of people aren't worried. But I always get worried when ex-players come to play against United, because they always turn up.
He's not even an ex-player.
You know what I mean? Leave Dallo alone. I liked Dallo when he was here.
It's just a pity he never got a proper chance.
Yeah.
I think he just didn't suit Ollie's style of play, his kind of vision, like I said earlier. But yeah. What are your predictions for the games, ladies? Jen, what are you thinking? You said you're away first. Is that right?
Yeah, we're away. So as long as we get an away goal, so I'd like a 2-1 or a 2-0. It'd even be better. But we give away goals, so 2-1 is probably more likely for the away leg. Yeah, just as long as we get a 1 or 2 away goals, I'd be quite happy.
Yeah. Chelsea, what are you thinking for United?
Are we home or away first?
We're at home first, I think.
We're home first.
And it's a 5 to 6 kickoff.
Oh God!
I'll be running home from work.
Yeah. I literally finished work at 6, so I'm going to miss the first 10 minutes. But yeah, I think I'm more confident, and I think a lot of people are more confident in our away form. I mean, it's clear to see, like in the league especially. So I think because the way it's kind of laid out and the fact that we've got home then away, I think we'll end up snatching it on the away game, which isn't what I would like to do. I'd like to be comfortable and comfortably win at home. Yeah. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but I don't think the game. I think we'll win at Old Trafford, but I don't think it'll be a high score. I think it's like a 1-0, 2-1 sort of thing. But I think we'll kind of consolidate it away. I reckon anyway.
Yeah, I hope so. Keane says 2-1 to Olympiacos.
Yeah, Keane would. He's just trying to wind me up.
And he also says, hear me out on this. AC Milan are very slow at the back. Dan James will expose them. And I actually agree with that. I think especially with Dan James coming into a little bit of form as well. I know he was in form at the start of last season as well, and then we burned him out. So I don't want that to happen again. No. But while he's playing so well, you might as well take advantage of that, because he will expose them 100%, because he is rapid, absolutely rapid, and he could cause some trouble on Thursday.
Can I just say something? I was talking to an AC supporter, Milan supporter today. He's been a Milan supporter all his life. So I was asking him about the team and what did he think.
Yep.
So he said their goalkeeper is brilliant, that he's a real good shot stopper. The left back, he said you'll have to put Dan James on him because he's every bit as quick, but it's whether he's injured or not now. He didn't play the weekend, so they might have been saving him for like the United match. He's hoping he'll be back. So his name is Hernandez, because I went, what, Fernandez? And he said, no, Hernandez.
Right.
So, but he said you definitely have to put Dan James on him. And then he said he's got Kessie, who's, I don't know what position Kessie plays, but he never misses a penalty. And he's a bit like Bruno in that if they get a penalty, he scores. And he said, put money on it if you can, that there'll be a scored penalty in the matches between the two of them. Because
I mean, I wouldn't bet against that at all.
Yeah, because he said, like Bruno, he's like Bruno, he never misses a penalty.
There you go. Penalties.
Yeah. So, but he did say that, like you said earlier, the injury list is just getting longer and longer, and it's really just, he doesn't expect them to win. He does expect United to win. But he said over 2 legs, you know, he'd be hoping to win rather than expecting to. So, you know.
Interesting.
There we go. His name is Theo
Hernandez.
Hernandez. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kev, for that, as always.
Yeah.
Amy, what you thinking? Give me your thoughts, predictions.
Yeah, I think they're going to go into this full of confidence, to be honest, after that win against City. Now I know we have West Ham at the weekend as well, which is going to be tough. But being completely honest, I would put out a full strength team for that first leg. So I am going to go with a 3-0 United and a Bruno brace.
Always got to bet on your man, sexy Bruno.
Sexy Bruno.
Sexy Bruno. I am going to go with 3-1 because I do think it's inevitable. I think we're going to give away a goal. Although saying that, we've kept a clean sheet in our last 4 games.
I reckon he might play Bailly, you know.
I do.
Think he will. I think he will as well. I actually think he might play Lindelof and Bailly together, like he did for the Sociedad game.
It worked.
It worked, yeah.
It kept a clean sheet.
Exactly. But I mean, we've kept clean sheets in our last 4 now. So, sure. I mean, and yes, that we've not scored any either, apart from the City game. But hopefully, we can take the momentum from the City game into this game and kind of kill it off in the first leg. Like you said, we always want to be comfortable going into the second leg, especially when we're at home first and our home form's not. It's a bit patchy, isn't it? So we're not great at home. So I kind of really want us to go out and convincingly win, so we can then afford to rest some players. Like you said, Ames, I'd much rather put a full strength squad out for this first game than. But I think it's inevitable that Rashford, I don't think he's going to play at all. No. I know Ollie was saying today that there was a chance of him playing against AC Milan, but I don't think, even if he is fit and if he's passed by the medical team, he needs a rest because he is burned he's burned into the ground. He needs a rest, and we've got adequate cover for him. So I think he needs to take this opportunity now to rest himself and get himself ready for the big games that we've got coming up. Because, I mean, like you alluded to it before, we've got West Ham, and they're absolutely smashing it. I think they're still winning at the moment, and they're absolutely smashing it at the moment. So we need to really keep our strength up for that. But yeah, looking ahead to Thursday, I'm thinking I'm going with a 3-1. Hopefully. John says 4-0 United. We've got a 4-1 United. That would be great.
I'll take it.
2-0 Bruno brace, of course. Of course.
Stealing my thunder.
Bruno, best midfield player in the world. So I actually wanted to go on from this and talk about the race for the Golden Boot. So we have got Bruno and obviously Harry Kane, just 1 goal off Salah. Salah, bit shit. at the moment. He's not doing it at the moment. So I mean, you might as well take this opportunity. And
Salah's going to drop off, I think.
Yeah, I also think that as well. I mean, he kind of already has, but I think he's definitely going to drop off even more, especially with Jota back as well, because I think he'll pick up his goals, because I rate him so much. I was devastated when he went to Liverpool because devastated is a strong word. I was upset when he went to Liverpool because I think he's a real good player. So I think he'll start to pick up the goals. Do you think Bruno's in the running?
Yeah.
Amy? Yeah.
Especially Bruno. Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Like you said, Salah is dropping off and he's not looking sort of as dangerous as he usually does at the minute. So I can't see him holding on to that top spot at all. I think it will be between Bruno and Kane. People might say Bruno might stat pad his way there with the penalties, but to be honest with you, I don't really care. Like, if he wins the Golden Boot, he wins the Golden Boot at the end of the day. And it's the way things are going, it's more than possible. So
do you know what though? It actually looks really bad for other clubs and other strikers to know that a midfielder is going up for Golden Boot.
Really bad. Well, yeah, like Bruno Fernandes, midfielder, Harry Kane, striker.
It looks really bad in other strikers. It actually really does look.
And also as well, I think it's just penalties. Yes, they all count. It's part of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's never not.
But he's more goals from open play than he has penalties. So
exactly. And we all know at the minute that.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't. Yesterday's was a penalty as well. And if you're just talking Premier League, not full, like, whole over the place. If you're just talking Premier League, he's actually got half and half. Half for penalties, half for open play.
A goal's a goal.
Oh, well.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I mean, yeah, I agree. If you've got somebody that will score a penalty constantly, I'd love them. You know, we have Lacazette,
Like I was going to say, though, it's all well and good saying that Bruno's stat padding and Bruno can only score penalties, which is obviously false. But City players can't score penalties because obviously you've seen De Bruyne's attempt. You've seen all of City's forwards can't score penalties. They're relying on defensive midfielders. Who's what?
Who's Kevin De Bruyne?
Oh, he's Kevin De Bruyne.
He's still missing, apparently.
He wasn't on that pitch yesterday, so...
Yeah,
but yeah,
there's a missing poster outside on the lamppost for him. No one can find him.
But it's mad because, like I said, everyone's saying like, "Oh, Bruno scores penalties," which again he doesn't. But at least we've got someone who can score the penalties, because when some people just aren't taking advantage of that because their players can't score the penalties in the first place. So
yeah, and I mean, like I was saying before, penalties have always been part of football. It's not a fucking new concept. So
exactly.
Like, one of Chelsea's top scorers is the penalty taker. Are you going to talk about that?
Nope.
No? No one?
No, because his name's not Bruno.
Exactly. That's the problem here.
And I did tweet it last night. I was like, no one is talking about De Bruyne going missing yesterday's game because his name isn't Bruno Fernandes.
Exactly.
I am, Ty. I'm literally everywhere. I'm absolutely knackered, but I'm plugging on. I'm going for it. Yes, so Bruno Fernandes, our Portuguese Magnifico. I think he's got a massive shout of getting the Golden Boot, because, I mean, when you've got, like Jen said, when you've got someone who takes penalties, they're always going to have a boost as well. Obviously, you've got Harry Kane as well, who he scored an absolute worldie last night, and
what a goal!
Yeah, he's smashing it at the moment, especially with his assisting as well. Like, he's a proper all-round player. So I think it will be a race between them two. I obviously hope that Bruno can do it. Jen, what do you reckon? Any Arsenal players in there?
No. No. Unfortunately, right, I obviously hate Spurs, right? So, and I can't stand Harry Kane. He's got a face I'd love to slap, right? So, but the only thing that makes me think he would be more likely to get it rather than Bruno is he is a striker. And he's only scored 3 penalties. The rest of his goals are all from open play. Do you know? So the only
one
thing
cares,
then.
Sean.
The only thing, I didn't even read that. The only thing then after that.
Lampard
No one
is trying to
cares.
look bad in England for every 10
Yeah,
years.
because the only thing after that is that oh my god, my brain's gone again.
You see what you've done, Sean? Well done.
Too many names. Oh my god, who's the player that they got on loan from Real? Oh my god. The Welsh player. What's his name?
Bale. Gareth Bale.
Bale. Yeah, Bale is scoring again now. Sorry. See how bad my brain goes. Oh my god.
It's all right. It's Sean's fault. We'll just blame Sean.
Yeah, I went Lampard and it went out my head.
Gareth Lampard.
Yeah, Bale is back, so Bale might take some of those goals away from Kane. Do you know?
Mhm.
Some of the situations that Son would have been putting Kane in for, Bale's scoring worldies. So, you know, personally, I'd prefer Bruno to get it to Kane.
Would
That's
you?
all I'll say. I absolutely hate Tottenham. Sorry, lads.
Oh, yeah, no, of course.
Hate them.
Yeah.
Of course.
Hate Tottenham. So, yeah.
I'm going to go with this. There you go, Jen.
Yeah. I'll have nightmares about names all the time. I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, I would absolutely love Bruno to get it. I think he's got a massive shout for it. So, yeah, 100%. Looking forward, ladies, West Ham. What we thinking?
It's going to be tough.
Enthusiastic, my God.
It's going to be tough, but I think we'll take it. I think we'll have enough confidence now after. Yeah, no, I say that, but this is United we're talking about at the end of the day, but I reckon we will take it. We do play better against these teams, so
Yes.
I reckon we'll nick it.
And also,
no
go for it,
Lingard.
Kel.
I was going to say
Yeah.
no Lingard.
No
so-
Lingard.
Literally
Yeah.
what I was about to say.
Yeah, exactly. Lingard is particularly, well, one of their biggest threat, if not their biggest threat currently. And I think that's going to really hurt them not being able to have him against us. So I think that'll be a big advantage for us.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Took the
No
word
Lingard,
right
no
out of my mouth.
I
No
reckon
Lingard,
we
no
will
fire.
concede, but I think we're more than capable of scoring against them as well. So
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? You would hope so.
Fingers crossed.
we need Martial to
Well, I
run.
need,
What's
I
that, Jen?
need you to win. I need you to win. It's as simple as that. They're above us. They need to be beaten.
We'll do our best, Jen. We will do our
Fingers
best.
crossed.
Thank you very much.
Who have Arsenal got in the Premier League next squad?
Spurs.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. Excited for that one, aren't you?
Sorry?
Are you excited?
No.
Come
Never
on,
excited
it's
for
Derby.
them.
Oh,
I absolutely hate them. Absolutely. And I love when we beat them. I'll be running around the place. But we'll see. We'll see. Can never count on that one. You see, since I've been on here, I've always said, oh, yeah, we're going to win. We're going to win. Spurs is a different matter. You just don't know. I'd love to beat Olympiacos, to be on a high, to come back and then do Spurs. Do you know?
yeah.
That's it. That's what we need
I'd
to
like
do.
a draw, to be completely honest with you. Draws all round. I absolutely love draws, apart from when it's United, because I've got PTSD of all these fucking draws that we've been getting. Literally, only one less than City. It's the draws that kill us. Absolutely. I will have PTSD.
Do you know what we just need? We just need City to draw all the rest of their games, and we need to win them all.
I mean, that'd be great. Could you imagine, though, if this collapsed City?
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. Like, we ended their winning streak and then they just go down the toilet. That would be ideal.
And then someone comes.
Oh, imagine.
That's great.
I think
you know
you're
what?
daydreaming.
More
I think
people
I'm
will be
daydreaming as well.
annoyed. More people will be annoyed that United win than actually City dropping off, because no one really cares about City anyway.
Exactly.
It's so funny that when United were top of the league, everyone was kind of like crying and bitching about it. And then when Liverpool's top of the league, we get upset about it and we like bitch about it. But when City's top of the league, no one gives a crying fuck. Genuinely. It's like, well done, you bought another one. Congrats. You can add that to your fucking checkbook as well.
The only ones that care are they're all two fans.
Yeah. mostly just Stockport that cares. But yeah, Mushroom Kez said it as well. That Welsh player, he's going to haunt you in your dreams, Jen.
He's not going to get to me today.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope that Bale doesn't play next week. That he does something. He gets hurt somewhere.
Fingers crossed. Love the show. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support as well. And everyone in the chat tonight, you've been absolutely top notch, as per usual. Paul says it there. Man United 2, West Ham 1. Southport. Stockport tie. And Kim says it there as well. Hopefully we see Mr. Pogba at the weekend. I'd love to see him back at some point because I think he was one of our best players before he unfortunately got injured. I'd love to see him back and doing bits while he's still here. What do you reckon? Do you think he's going to sign a new contract? Ames?
He might do.
I think if we win something, I think he will.
I'm thinking that same. Like a few games ago, when it was all going around with the whole Raiola thing, I was pretty convinced that he'd be leaving, but I don't know. I feel like I'm sort of believing that he actually may stay. And to be honest with it, if he does stay and he gives us his all and he plays like we all know he can, then I'll happily, keep him because we've seen how important it can be for us, without him being there. So,
yeah, definitely.
I think for us to actually go out and win something, though, he's going to actually have to play well.
Yeah,
and not drop off the wagon again. So, yeah.
We can hope.
Hopefully we can kind of keep him in some sort of good form. And I was saying this earlier as well, he's had a few little injuries. He's becoming a little bit injury prone.
Yeah.
He's had a few of silly little injuries. So hopefully we can just keep him and hopefully he just bins his agent off because that would be great. And hopefully Haaland will do the same thing and then he'll come to us as well. So that would be great.
Fingers crossed.
As Kev says as well, give Bale tickets to the Open, job done. There we go. Yeah. Then he won't show up at all.
Yeah.
Paul says, well done, girls. And I'm going to echo that. Girls, you smashed it tonight. Thank you so much for coming on with me. I'm going to end it there. Please sub to the channel. It's called the Weekly Armchair Kickoff Podcast. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and just smash it. Just have a good week. Have a good week. I hope United win. Jen, good luck. Good luck.
Thanks. I know you can't say I hope Arsenal win. I know you can't say it.
My mum would be so disappointed in me. She always thinks I'm like, oh, well done, congratulations, and she always thinks that I'm sad when they lose. And I'm like, no, I'm really glad she lost. Bless her. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and everyone in the chat as well. You have all absolutely smashed it. We'll be back next week with another installment of Three Devils and a Gooner. But until then, have a great week, guys, and enjoy the football.